Well, I'll tell you what. If you didn't if you weren't impressed with today's performances, then you might better just sell all the shares of your horses if you have any, because it doesn't get much better than that. I think for the horses to come out and perform the way they did well into the afternoon. I mean, Jesus, it's 5:10. It's 10 minutes after 5 p.m. on Saturday, and I'm just leaving the farm. Just now.
9 hours.
9 hours, Ava. Good job. Good old homeschooling's working out after all. 9 hours we've been at the training center. 5:10. I got here, actually no, we got here earlier because we thought we were starting at 8:30, and we got here and the track was still wet, the turn was still wet. Our first set was spend that money. These 3-year-olds that we were going to bust along. Yeah, he's just training back. He's actually jogging back good. So we were waiting, hoping the sun would come out. Of course, what happens when you're waiting? Watched pot never boils, as they say. The clouds roll in, and it didn't dry up for the first or the second. It didn't dry up real good until around the 5th set. We put 5 horses in the bike today behind our little starting gate. 2 sets of 2, and I went with Globetrotting by herself. We were saying I was just going to go too much with her. We didn't really have anybody to go with her. Outside of the horses that train behind the gate, I'll tell you all about the sets right now. 5 horses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses above all else stuck out in my mind as very, very, very impressive today. Those were 4 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old. Now, Johan really impressed me. I marked 5, so I'm not going to give any more than 5 because we're going to have our top 10 list and everything else. But Johan, Ailsun, Globetrotting, Knockdown, Dragout, and Canadian Titan were all awesome today. Now, Ailsun was a little ornery. James was a little frustrated with her after, but
what about Knockdown?
Knockdown was fantastic.
Why didn't you put her on it?
Because she trained well. You saw her go. But
My horses.
right. But Ailsun is usually really good, so we're going to give her a pass today. Keep in mind, they didn't get to jog on Friday because it poured rain all day here, so we didn't really have an opportunity to jog them yesterday. Some horses maybe didn't react to that as well as I thought. I think GW Chrome was a little hotter than I'd seen him in a long time. He made a break today. Eglariam trotted good. You might not have noticed. She tied up. We had to run some fluids into her afterwards. She tied up a little bit. So it wasn't she's a muscles cramp up in your back. So it wasn't a perfect day in that regards, but considering what they did today, some horses were extremely good today, and 5 of them I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to go through all the lists first. First set, we'd spend that money. The track was bad in the turn. You could see the horses working hard. Compass Rose DC, spend that money. Even stop. And a number of the other horses, they had flip-flops on, trying to go through the mud in the first turn. Compass Rose DC run twice, both times in that turn. And spend that money, got a little out of gear. Time Al Houdini, how good was he today? Very, very good. Mile in 2:13. Last half in 1:03 through that turn. That was terrible. And it got better as the day went on. Like I said, 5th set it was perfect. 3rd set it was much, much better. First 2 sets it was a little hard on them. And in the second set, so the first set, I took Johan out. I told you guys I'm not going to chance getting him hurt. I'm not training him through that mud with that old injury in his left hind leg. I went with him in the bike later on with Ailsun. So spend that money. Compass Rose DC, Time Houdini, Harness AM, and Sometimes Things Happen. We're all good. Sometimes Things Happen's not going to go through that. He can't. And Harness AM struggled through it too. But the big plow horse, Big Houdini, busted right through it. He looked very, very good. Spend that money, finished up strong with him. Harness AM was good. Compass Rose DC made a couple little breaks, but I suspect that'll be rectified quite quickly. And Sometimes Things Happen just did what he could over that surface. Second set, they were marching right along. I may have interfered with Blue Monk a couple of times with no free lunch. If you watch the video, I was along the rail and Chris was in the 2 path. Then I shoved Chris into the 3 path. Then I shoved Chris into the 4 path coming out of the last turn. No free lunch was flying. You could see him put a few steps in, but remember, the turn's greasy here at that time. We had just put flip-flops on him last week and let his hobbles out 4 holes. And the horse, he still stayed at it. He was screaming on the end of the mile and looked good, but nobody looked as good as Beef and Cheddar, and that's one of the horses of the 5 I'm going to talk about. James said this horse has got freak speed. He said needs a set of earplugs. He can get a little warm, but man, oh man, he can just fly. He's just so fast. And Beef and Cheddar, no surprise. It's funny, now that I look at it, both him and his sister are on my list of 5 horses that were unbelievable today. Yeah, his sister is Need Your Opinion. Need Your Opinion's 3, and Beef and Cheddar's 2, and their brother and sister. Beef and Cheddar was very, 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 very good today. No free lunch, easily the best training set he's ever been in. This horse probably came 29 apiece, 30 seconds in the jog cart today, and was very, very good. Roy Hill, as soon as I saw Johnny make front, we got an ear hood on him just to keep him quiet. And when he goes to the front, he just loses himself. I'll go with this horse next week. He probably needs a little bit of what Braemar got today, a little tough love. And Roy Hill, all those horses were still good. Adrenaline Rush was on the inside. He was pacing good on the end of it. Blue Monk was on the far outside. Broadway Roll was in the middle. I was also in the middle with no free lunch, and Roy Hill was down on the inside, but none of us could get to Beef and Cheddar. He was just awesome today. Third set, give Can't Muscle Me a pass. That is exactly where she'll make a break, and I told Johnny after, it's not your fault. This filly, when we really step on it starting into the backstretch, she loses herself, she'll reach up and touch her knee, and she'll make a break. If you're too wide or you're back a little bit and let her trot on, you're all right. But Johnny knows I want the horses on the helmet of the guy in front of them, and he did. And when we went to step on it, she made the exact same break in the exact same place as she did on Danny, a month ago, 3 weeks ago. You just got to watch her. Now that Johnny knows her, Johnny usually gets along good with her. He's going to keep that drive because now that he knows you can't do that, he'll be watching for it next time. Can't Muscle Me was great, but how good was Rose Run? Why not? Mario was going to take me with Walk on the Moon when I come with her, and I come with a full head of steam down the backstretch. I wanted to clear off the lead with her, and I gave everybody an opportunity to get to me. Now, Eternity Road was right beside me going. He might have beat me. Right beside me, or maybe beat me going into the wire. James said he just lost himself in the turn going slow. So did Northern Blizzard. The turn over there was good, so he can't really blame anybody but the horse there. James said he's just getting on the line a little bit, being goofy. He said, but when you put him in gear, he's all business, and he was strong. We were wide open going into the wire, and Eternity Road was trotting to us and possibly past us. Walk on the Moon was third, and also was very, very good. Italian Grit, Harry went with him. It's tough to go with a 2-year-old. You know, Harry goes out with this horse. He wants to keep the horse trotting. He doesn't want to put him on the run. So he has to be careful with him. But at the same time, he's in against horses. He's never seen this type of speed before. And Harry said Italian Grit was very, very good. And as I said, Can't Muscle Me made a break in the next set. Now it's been a while. And I try not to go with Braemar. I don't want to get him wound up. But he was quiet and the other day he was just being rude to Johnny. Johnny said, I don't know what's going on with this colt. And I said, yeah, we'll find out on Saturday. So I moved him 2 times hard and I put him in gear. Halfway down the backstretch, a horse was coming to him, and he was just going to sit in my lap. And I crossed the lines over and I hit him a smash, and he was gone. And picked the bit up, and he was very, very good the whole rest of the mile. That's by far the best I've ever seen him. Doubling back to set number 2, they went a mile in 2:13 and 2:14 in a muddy track in the turn. Set 3, it was starting to tighten up. We went a mile in 2:12 with Eternity Road and Rose Run. Why not? This is at a mile and a half. Keep in mind. Set number 4, Braemar also went a mile in 2:12 last half and 1:01 and 4 last quarter and 30-1. He was very, very, very good. Surreal Love, James said, was a little tired, but this is the first time he's seen any speed like this horse. We really worked him out today, and James was very happy with Surreal Love. Momo also has been a little flat, Mario said. Much better than the last time I went with her. I think she'll be even better next week. She was good. Captain's Maid was good, and so admirable. We made a little shoeing change with her. Actually, now that I see this, we're going to make another tiny little shoeing change with her. Very, very close to being perfect. Very close to being perfect. Just going to message Larry. Put a set of flip-flops on her for now. See if that works. If not, we'll get her looked at. But nothing serious, but a little something there. Set number 5. Again, they finished right across the track. We switched last second. I went with Stacy Hanover. James went with Barbie's Crown. James said Barbie's Crown was very good. Stacy Hanover, I was sitting in behind Amy in the last turn. She's cooking right now. I mean, I can't beat my wife down by the wire. I don't know if I could have. Anyway, Amy put it on us with Won My Heart Hanover. I told her, I said, honey, when you clear to the lead down the backstretch, and you will, put her in gear, put the bit in her mouth, and let her trot. And she was all business. Won My Heart Hanover. She goes, yes, honey.
Do horses like bits?
That's a good question. I think they're just used to them. It's like shoes. We all like shoes.
Yeah, the baby doesn't like bits.
Well, that's all right. But Won My Heart Hanover, and Amy put her in here. She goes, oh my God, she's so nice. And she was very, very good today. Stacy Hanover, I don't think I was second. I might even have been third or fourth. They were all, War We Welcome was flying down the lane. She ended up second. Very, very good second for her. Barbie's Crown was there. Stacy Hanover, Tipsy and Dixie. Everybody in that set finished together. That was a very, very good mile. I think they only went in 2:18, but we were it was a very good set for them. Set number 6 come out next, and Frilly Fringes, I moved her back to the front, and I get the little bugger, I'm a Lovely Lady, sat in behind me, and I getting into the last turn, I'm like, Frilly feels good today, but this little bugger behind me, she's like a little mouse. And Johnny even cheated a little bit, started up the inside of me before we even come out of the turn, like he really needed the extra room. And he got up the inside and beat me. Frilly Fringes was good, and Lincoln Hanover passed almost both of us. He almost got to I'm a Lovely Lady. I didn't ask me. I didn't think he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. I didn't watch the video yet, but Lincoln Hanover was flying at the wire. Frilly Fringes did all the work she could. She hates getting beat like that, but she's got to learn to work a little harder when you call on her on the front end. 2 moves with her today. She was very, very good. And then that's my girl. James said, damn it. Last time I put her in this jog cart, she hit so James has got, stole the jog cart that I bought for me, but the jog cart's a little bit shorter, and there's a foot bar on there just for you to rest your feet on when you're training, and she hits it. He said, I knew this. He said, I put this on her 3 weeks ago, and she hit it and made a break. And he said, I knew it. I heard her touch it, just tick the apron the first time, and then she hit the foot bar and made a break, and then he interfered. You guys might have noticed that Jason didn't go with anything today. Jason, we're having a tough time with the humans. A horse jumped on. Sometimes things happen when they were taking the jog cart off him at 8 o'clock in the morning. Reared up and come down on Jason's foot and broke his foot. Broke Jason's foot, broke 2 bones in his foot. So I told him, I said, because he had him x-rayed, they went to Milton, they went to the hospital. I told Jason, I said, it's going to be really hard to convince people you're doing anything now. Before, you were walking around upright and people just thought you were busy. Now you're going to have to be sitting down and they're all going to know you're not. So, unfortunately, it's not the end of the world. He'll be fine. But
at 8 o'clock, we were here.
Yeah. He left and went to the hospital, and they x-rayed his foot. So Joe McIsaac, who's never gone with a horse for us. Joe, old horseman, you guys from around here might know Joe's name. Joe went with Mama Knows Best, and then James near cleaned him out when he made a break with
Who's Joe?
That's my girl. Joe McIsaac's down Cheddar 11. Carolyn McIsaac worked for me forever. Very, very nice lady. Her husband Joe's been a horseman around here forever, originally from Nova Scotia. Just a really nice guy. And he went with Mama Knows Best. Loved her. James kind of cleaned him out, but he said she's really, really nice filly, and she was trotting great today also. Set number 7. After set 6, James and I went with Johan and Ailson. 2-6 last half, 59 last quarter, and 29 seconds. Johan popped out and beat Ailson, but that old Johan's still there right now. He didn't hesitate. Sometimes when you're training horses, especially the horses that were off a long time, or they don't have the experience. And Johan, I moved him over and I hit him a tap. He didn't just coast by. He blew by Ailson. And Ailson was a little ornery today. James thought maybe even shut her off a little bit. But Johan was not waiting. No mercy. I love that about Johan. He always had that no mercy attitude. And he looked very, very good today. Johan was a winner. Ailson was second. Set number 7 was a mixed bag of 2- and 3-year-olds. I said Glariam was awesome, and then we found out she tied up after. That's how tough this filly is. Muscle Chrome was good. Brilliant Corners was good. Quietly getting it now. A lot like Knockdown. Maybe not the speed or talent, whatever, but same little TQ in Brilliant Corners today. A lot less than we've been giving them. Much better today. Chris went with him, said he was good. Warwe was on the front end, and I came to him and beat him with Northern Blizzard. Now, Northern Blizzard made a break in that deep stuff. This is still set 7. It's still a little choppy in that turn, especially when he got in a little bit. I lost him going slow, but after that, he was 2 fingers. He did everything perfectly. Come first over, ducked in behind Kevin, moved him out, and boom, gone. Kevin thought that Warwe was a little tired, a little quiet today with the ear hood on, so he probably will take that off next week. But Northern Blizzard get up and beat Warwe was up. I believe Glariam was 3rd, Rose Run Valiant, and then just 1 sec, honey, and then Muscle Chrome there right there, and Brilliant Corners. Then after that set, I went with Globetrotting. For those of you who watched her go, still a little rough in spots. We're working on that, but she was safe. 2-1 last half, 58 last quarter, and 29 flat with Globetrotting today by herself at a farm track. So you can see the talent is still there, the speed is still there, and the power is every bit as good as it ever was. Globetrotting is very, very close. She'll be ready to qualify when we get to the qualifiers at Mohawk. Then we went with set number 8. I didn't go in there. I was on Miss Brampton Beast, but Kevin scratched bottle of red. He said, Anthony, turn still. He said, I'd just rather not go with her. She doesn't have to prove anything. And I said, you're right. So Kevin sent a guy out to train her in between sets. He went with a Miss Brampton Beast, and I sat in the sidelines. I watched them go. I was happy to. I went out and jogged Knockdown Dragout, actually, after that set.
Yeah, she was
Need your opinion. How good was this filly? First over and buried them coming out of the turn. Johnny said, this thing's a freak. Afterwards, he said, Jesus, a nice filly. Hard to believe, right? Here, Matt, you had 2 horses sent to us. 2 horses that you bred. Need your opinion in beef and cheddar, and both of them, I have 5 horses I want to talk about, and 2 of them are from your farm. Need your opinion was nothing short of awesome. Miss Brampton Beast was good. Everybody in there was good. Mario said he loves Watch Avenue. He thinks he calls him a Mohawk horse. He goes, I know you don't like him. I said, Mario, I love him. I own a piece of him. I love Watch Avenue. I just don't like going with him. He's got a heavy mouth on him. It's like wrestling, it's almost like he's an alligator with a friggin' fish, and you're trying to fight with him. The horse has got a wicked, wicked strong mouth, and Mario gets along with this horse. I do not. It's not that I can't go with him. I just don't like going with him. But Mario loves him. I said, good, you got to drive for life, because I just as soon not go with him. And Watch Avenue, Mario gets along. No, I'm not scared of anything. I don't like the way he pulls and lugs and tugs, and Mario gets him to stay quiet. When he moves him, he's all business. I just think Mario's a real good fit for this horse, and he's going to stay on him for a while. So Watch Avenue is very good, but make no mistake, Need Your Opinion was unbelievable today. Very, very good. Johnny was all smiles when he came off the track. Then we went with set number 9. I had left Disco on Girls with Swirls. I said, Disco, just don't put her on the front and don't be first over.
Daddy?
Disco was first over. What, honey?
Are all the welcomes related to each other?
No, all the Warwies are now the Warwies are from the same farm. So in set number 9, I made front with Let's Roll On. That's the best Let's Roll On has ever been. 215 last half and 103 last quarter, and 31 in a piece. He was very, very good. James's horse working on a beach bod was good. I'm Hill on Wheels, I believe, made a break. I have to watch the video again, but Mario didn't say anything bad about him. Maybe he just lost him. Again, still was a little choppy for some horses here in this turn. Cambridge Star, Johnny pulled up, said he was very, very good. He started at the back and was closing into us. He actually said he went his mile in 2:14, but My Jazz looped the whole field and just looked tons the best. And she was. I mean, she beat Let's Roll On, but I mean, I don't know if Let's Roll On will ever beat My Jazz, not for a while. But My Jazz was extremely good. 3 wide down the backstretch, 3 wide all the way around the turn. Took over the lead. She's turned out in the field. Well, she's at the turnout farm. So My Jazz, fantastic. Let's Roll On, good. Working on a beach bod, did good. The only one in there was bad. Tanzanite Tricks just sat at the back. And I asked Chris after, I said, what happened? He said, nothing, I just went around with her. I just
got really mad at him.
Hey, don't be rude. I had said to Chris, if you don't show the filly off a little bit, people aren't going to know that there was nothing wrong with her. Yes, she went a mile in 2:16. Yes, she was good today, but you got to show them off. Not a big deal. She went around. She did her work. There was no complaints. Certainly none for me. This is a filly that has shown talent and continues to show it. I mean, is she as good as our top trotters? No, but she's getting there. And I shouldn't say she's getting there. She's getting there as in she's getting to the track. I think this filly will have no problems between 2:16 and 2 minutes. What she does after that, that'll be up to her. After that set, James and I went out with Knockdown Dragout and Canadian Titan. Didn't really tell anybody I was going to. Actually, I messaged everybody this morning saying I wasn't going to. But I got here, the sun had come out, it looked really good out. Knockdown Dragout hadn't gone out yet. She'd been in the field this morning. I said to Amy, you know what? I'll go out and jog her after the 8th set that I wasn't in, during the 8th set, and then we'll go with her. Canadian Titan went out and jogged too. We went a mile in 2:6, last half 59, last quarter in 29, and was very, very good. Both those fillies were very good. Knockdown Dragout, impressive though, in the sense that I took her off the gate. She allowed me to take her off the gate. She sat in the 2-hole, threw a half in 107. Sat in the 2-hole, and when I moved her out, I mean, I was straight back going under the wire to stay with Canadian Titan. Canadian Titan's never a great Tomiko trainer, so to speak, but both those fillies look fantastic. Today, we went out with set number 10, fastest 2-year-old set this year, by far. Desperado, Mario removed him to the front, 2:10 in the jog cart. Last half in 1-1, last quarter in 30-2, at a mile and a half, and he looked very, very good. Mario pulled up and he said, "Oh my God, you're going to have a lot of fun with this guy this summer." I think he's right. Desperado just looked nothing short of great. Off-road Hanover, I moved him a couple of times. Little tough love with that guy too. He annoys me in the sense that I know he could be doing more, and he's going to work hard, he's going to put muscle on, and he's going to be a pretty decent horse, I believe. But he's going to have to do a little work between now and race time in the next 6 or 8 weeks. Off-road Hanover moved twice, trotted a mile in 2:11. He was good. Fox Valley Britska, James said, "We're going to put the snake cord back on him." I said, "James, I don't know why you continue to think." Fox Valley Britska, we always said he's a little troll, right? He's just such an angry little elf all the time. And if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. And they were trying to be nice, and they took the snake cord off. And he's throwing his head, and he made a break today because we were going slow the first half. So Fox Valley Britska will get that back on immediately. Rosa and Versatile did her work. Kevin came out late and went with her because Jason was hurt. So Kevin went with Rosa and Versatile. She was okay. GW Chrome, I said to Johnny after, Ciro's Blue Chip was absolutely fantastic. That was a big, big mile for that colt today over this track. And then GW Chrome got shoved 3 wide. But when I went by him with Off-Road Hanover the first time, Johnny had a pretty good hold of him, and he had his head tucked. I wouldn't doubt he shut his air off a little bit. It's not Johnny's fault. That horse there, I always saw him, and he'll relent and behave. I'm going to go with him the next couple of weeks. So you guys know how I feel about GW Chrome. Just a really, really nice colt. And he made a break on a track that was very good at that point. I can't really say at that point the turn was bad. But at the same time, he was running in a little bit. Johnny said he was hot. I don't doubt maybe he got his air shut off a little bit. So I'll go with Big George next week. And then in the last set, for those of you saying, you get all those fillies and Miss Meringue looks like a dud. Does she? She looks like a dud? Miss Meringue is a filly that got knocked down 2 weeks ago, had stitches put in her ankle, had stitches come out, and not many of you know this, Miss Meringue actually got a little surface infection in that ankle 2 days ago. She was not 100% today. We turned her out in the field in the morning, we jogged her after the 8th set to make sure that she was good enough to go, and she was. We changed equipment on her today, and 215 and 4, 216, last half in 103, last quarter in 30 and 4 for Miss Meringue in the jog cart. Thank you very much. Miss Meringue was very, very good. You might say, oh, well, she only run down Sunshine and May. I don't care who she was in with. It's how she did it. 2 moves, big last half, big last quarter from a filly that was absolutely nowhere near 100% today. A filly coming off an accident 2 weeks ago. This filly's going in the right direction. Was very, very good today. Sunshine and May couldn't hold off. Who was charging? Argento. Argento was very good today. James said, I come last half in like 102 and 3 with this colt. I said, yeah. He said he's getting a little strong in the face. He's getting hyper. He's working hard. We're going to have to take the jawbreaker off and put the snake cord back on him also. But Argento did his work very, very well today. Sunshine and May was third. There was a little bit of a gap. Cut the Line made a break. Mario thought that maybe her feet were hurting her because she had got shod this week. Could very well have been. But she also made a break in the exact same place 4 weeks ago. I think we're just going to have to do a little work and get Cut the Line under control. Make a little shoeing change on her right now that we say it. Get Cut the Line under control.
Yeah, look at my tooth.
Hold on, honey. Sweet Ambitions made a little break also, I believe. I don't know what went on there. She's been training great all week. I really can't make fun of her. She was a filly that kind of flown under the radar forever. There was no way I could go with her today. And James was going to go with her, but I had to have him on Argento. So Steve ended up on Sweet Ambitions. He said she just rolled off, I believe. Jesse Balboa got interfered with when Cut the Line run. And then the Fat Cobra did his work well. Johnny said he did everything right. He went a good mile. He said, I went a mile in 2:16. He was very good. So just an absolutely great day all around. As I said, if you weren't impressed today, I don't think you're ever going to be impressed, are you? Watching the stable.ca go. That was a great day of training. Yeah, it was late, but, hats off to everybody. One, feel bad for poor Jason, got his foot broke, but it'll heal. But what about the tenacity of just of our crew, how tough our people are? Even Ava. We're going on 10 hours that we've been at this facility. I literally just pulled out now. 10 hours is what we're going on that we've been at the training center, and everybody worked, put their horses away. You know, that little girl Shelby's at the barn, last one. She was still there when I left. She's getting ready to, you know, she said, Miss Meringue, she goes, I fed her lunch at 3:30. I said, well, that's all right, because Erin had hurt herself 2 weeks ago. Amy and I are feeding tonight. I said, we'll just feed at 8:30 tonight. Give her lots of time. When I come back, I'll check on her again, and I'll give her a hot mash. I said, just give her half a can of feed for lunch. So Shelby's there putting horses away and taking care of stuff. It's just everybody on a day like today, even James. James was angry that we were training horses in between sets, that we were there all morning, that the track wasn't ready to go, that we had to wait till 9:30. Yeah, I get it. But James walked it.
Pizza.
Yeah, we also got pizza. That's right. And thank you very much for Sean and John for allowing us to get that pizza. We got 12 large pizzas today, and gave them out to all the barns at the training center. Just everybody works so hard, right? And everybody takes their job so seriously. Even Jason was there till the end. He went to the hospital, got a cast put on his, or I guess a cast, I assume, put on his foot, come back to the training center to watch all the sets. He was there well after everybody else was gone also. So it's just, these are the days that show up in the summer, right? When the horses are going to hopefully race good in the jurisdictions, and you know everybody's happy because their horse raced good. The cold days of the winter count, and they mean a lot. But days like today, when it's shitty because we had to train all these horses, and it's 5:36 in the afternoon. This is our job. We take it seriously, and hopefully it will show up this summer.
We haven't been home since 8.
And we left home at 7:15. That's when we were home last. So we left our home 10 hours and 20 minutes ago.
What?
Yeah. So a long day for us, but nevertheless, couldn't be happier to do it. Was very happy. I can't wait to go home and watch the raw feed myself, watch the videos for today. I want to see the horses. The 5 I talked about were absolutely incredible. Johnny had a smile on his face all day after Need Your Opinion. Beef and Cheddar, James couldn't talk enough about how good Beef and Cheddar was. And when I even tried to argue with him and say, listen, Blue Monk's no joke. He's like, he can't be better than this horse. I think he is. Might be. Two very, very, very good colts. And James couldn't stop talking about Beef and Cheddar. Braemar, there wasn't anybody looked that much better than Braemar today, if anybody did. I moved him twice hard, and I put him in gear. He got trained very hard today and come up swinging and was strong throughout the 1.5 mile training set. Miss Meringue, there's a filly. As I said, I had the vet there just to look at her afterwards to make sure that the area that she cut and had stitches is okay. And he said, yeah, she'll be all right. Just give her some easy time. I said, Doc, she just trained in 2:16 last quarter in 31 seconds. He said, really? Oh, well, wouldn't have been my first choice. But obviously, the vets are easy on her. I told Shelby today, I said, put her on the hose, put her in the field, we'll jog her after the 8th. If she looks good and feels good, she's going. And she did. And man, oh man, that was the best training mile of her life was today. She was nothing short of awesome. Desperado, fastest 2-year-old in the training center as of today. 2:10 in the jog cart. Last half and 1 3 last quarter and 31, I believe. Off-road Hanover was a good second to him also. So a great, not just a great in the sense that the horses were great, just a beautiful day. Today was the first day we were allowed to have people out, so obviously you can imagine the training center had a lot of people there, all social distancing,
like
all
an open house.
Yeah, all had masks on. It was just great. Look at this little doggy here. Where's he coming from?
Where?
Right there, just going in the ditch. Must be that person's dog. I'm sure he'd be all right.
But he doesn't have a collar on.
Yeah, he had a collar, he had no leash on. He must belong to these people.
It's dangerous. That dog was on the road.
He was on the side of the road. He's okay. But just a great day had by all. Just so everybody, especially given what's taken place, we're all been quarantined and locked down, and to go out and have such a great training day with a lot of people present, and just I didn't have anybody, very few people still come down to the barn. Some did, but again, they were allowed to stay 6 feet apart, and we wanted to make sure the shed rows were not crowded. It's just a great day. A great day all around, a great day had by all, and a great day for our horses. They showed a lot of toughness, they showed a lot of heart, and they showed exactly what we've been training them for all winter. Next stop, very soon, will be the AB qualifiers. My personal thought, because I don't know what's going on, is that June 12th, we will enter 60 babies into qualify, 50-some babies into qualify. I'd like to have them all qualified on June the 12th. So,
Can we go to the qualifier?
no, I don't think you'll be able to, sweetheart. You won't be able to go. You know, we're obviously trying to work through everything with Ohio. That's another video, another time. We'll talk about that later on. But for right now, that was a great training day. We'll talk to you guys soon. We still got a ton of videos to do. I'll probably do the rest of them tomorrow. But I wanted to get this one at least done while it was fresh in my mind, and I was so enthusiastic about what took place
Daddy,
today.
we're doing a blanket slide tomorrow
That's fantastic.
down the stairs.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
And I said no. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.